They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet. Gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen. In Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Hi.
Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
How are
You're
you?
ravishing this evening.
Thank you so much. You look pretty good
Oh,
yourself.
thank you so much. I shaved.
I noticed.
You know what? We have a fun night. You know, as we expand in our little farm, and we brought in cattle last year. We had our first calf. Oh my goodness. We knew everything that had gone into that animal. Now, we eat beef, and we will not apologize for that, and because
We love our
that's
beef.
what we do. So this year, I got to talking to Todd. And before that, we talked to Donald Tarter. And we started talking about this cow thing. You don't have to have a huge amount of land. So if you're going to run one cow and you have a couple acres where it can move around, you can feed it some grain, it can have some grass, you're good to go. So we've got that.
Right.
So we brought Maybelle in.
Who I love.
She loves you.
I know. I really like her.
And she loves apples. And she likes her sweet feed.
Yes, she does.
And she likes us.
She's spoiled.
Now, she is a brown Swiss cow, which is a dairy cow, a very calm-natured animal, very easy to be around, very easy to manage. She's not going to hurt you. And, you know, we go in there and we pet her, and she likes to be petted, and so on and so forth. Mo, her firstborn, he didn't like to be petted. He liked to break the fence down. He liked to run down the road, and he tastes really good, and
Yes, he
we do
does.
not miss him.
No, I don't miss him.
Now, what's going to happen now, when we took her to Todd's, we took her to find a boyfriend.
Right.
And so we get to make Mo number 2, which happened earlier than we thought.
Right.
Because she was down there for another trip, and before she actually came back, she had bred a bull, and Todd didn't know. He said, "There's the possibility." Well,
He called
so
something
instead
baby.
of having a baby in August, we had one in February.
Right.
So Mo came, and Todd has been talking about this a long time. She's a dairy breed, and he says because you have a dairy breed, you can graft another animal onto that. And I'm thinking, okay, Mo's good, and we got our freezers dwindling. What if we had 2? Or if we wanted to, from a real farming perspective,
Right.
if we wanted to actually, because it's not cheap to feed, cattle.
Right.
So what if we wanted to try to make some of our money back, take one calf for ourselves and raise one for somebody else or sell it to the
Good
market?
idea. Yeah.
You know what?
You want to try, don't you?
We're going to try.
I knew you would.
Now, tonight, we also have a great recipe. Now, you know what? People have been asking and asking and asking for a gravy recipe. You can make gravy with chicken, with pork. You can make it with sausage. You can make it with anything in the world. We're going to make a gravy recipe for you tonight. She is the queen of gravy.
I gotta have
and
gravy.
this gravy that she's making, you can apply to any meat that you're doing. But first, we're talking about our cattle. Let's go visit with Todd and the Darnells, who years ago came out here and helped us with some pigs.
Right.
They're bringing another little fella in.
So we're going to have 2 babies.
Jersey calf.
I love babies.
Let's go see how that worked out. Todd Harn is back.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to call you the cow guru.
I don't know about that.
You know what? This is a day that we waited for a long time. Now, we went through the whole process last year, a whole lot of conversation about which field we need to be in. This seemed to be the likely place for her. We're going to expand it a little bit and give her a little more grazing area this year. Had our first calf. Mo ended up fantastic. Now, he was still on milk. Still, I was finding the best alfalfa I could give him and some sweet feed, anything I could pack in him. Now, it's just Nicki and I, and we didn't have that much freezer space, so we butchered him at about 700 pounds. Never had anything like it in my life. Never, in all seriousness, had anything like it in my life. Now, the last show that we did, we took the sirloin roast and turned it into prime rib. I'm telling you. You messed me up.
I must have missed the invite on that
I'm
one.
telling you what. Well,
show.
we can fix that. Now, the one thing we talked about is if she next time had a calf
Right.
that was a male, the ideal situation would be find another male and graft onto her. Well, I talked to the Darnells, some friends of ours from Lawrenceburg, who they cut meat, fixed some pigs for us, and brought some pigs out, and they do a fantabulous job. But when I posted on about Maybelle's coming back, she's bringing a calf, they had that Jersey
Right.
male. You know, those people are dairy farmers. They want the girls, they don't want the guys. So we've got one today. Now, so here we are. Maybelle is back with Mo2. Let's talk about how we hope this process is going to work. What are we looking for to make this thing happen?
Okay. So Maybelle's half dairy stock, brown Swiss. She's very docile. Nicki's already been feeding her apples since we got back. That's great. That's what you want. First and foremost, you don't want to get hurt trying to graft another calf on. Some cows do not want you around their calves. You got to be careful. You got to be, even though she is as calm as she is, I picked the calf up and actually walked her up into the trailer with me holding the calf. She never showed any type of aggression or anything like that, so I'm not concerned about her doing anything. But at the same token, she's also not used to a human fooling around with her udder.
Right.
And so I could potentially get kicked at, potentially. But what we're going to do with the Darnell's calf, we are going to get that calf over there, and I'm going to get it started sucking on my finger, and I'm going to lead it over to the cow, and maybe with a little feed in the trough, she'll concentrate on eating the feed. The calf will go in there. She hopefully don't turn around and say, hey, that's not my calf, and get to kicking at that calf. After this Jersey calf starts smelling like her, after some of that passes through that calf system, a couple, 2 or 3 days from now,
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario, 2 or 3 days from now, you turn her out into a lot. Both calves run with her. You get 2 calves.
She's got plenty of milk.
Plenty of milk.
Because
That's
she's
that dairy
brown
stock.
Swiss.
That's right.
Now, let's talk about worst case scenario.
Okay. Worst case scenario, it's going to take you probably a couple days of coaxing her to like this new calf.
Right.
And again, once her milk starts passing through that calf, the smell will start becoming. I just don't expect anything, but I'm going to be watching her. I think we're going to unload her and get Mo number 2 in there with her.
Gotcha.
We're going to let them just kind of smell around. They're going to remember this, your hog lot facility there. Just let them walk around, shut the gate back, and then we'll get the Darnell's calf, and then we'll put some feed in there. I'll pack the calf over into the pen. Hopefully she goes right over and starts eating the feed. That's anything that can kind of keep her mind off what's going on behind her is going to be good. Getting her legs back under her and a little bit, maybe she's a little bit nervous when we unload her here. She's going to want to check things out.
Is this calf going to have a natural instinct to want to suckle a mother? I mean, is he going to?
It's going to have a natural instinct to suck.
Right.
Because the Darnells have had it on a bottle.
Right.
And we've already discussed that with them.
Right.
So if we started sucking on our finger, we can get close enough to that teat that it'll transfer right over there. And then once it gets a squirt of milk, game over.
Good to go.
You might see that calf go up to the front underneath her armpits. On that end, it takes them a while sometimes to learn which end that udder's on, but after they get the smell down, and I don't expect any problems.
So the ultimate end goal of this whole thing is now I not only have 1 calf, but I have 2 calves. So I can determine and say, okay, at the end of this process, we know what a 700-pound Mo tastes like. It's still on milk. I have never, in all seriousness. Now this is not, okay, hey, we're saving a bunch of money here by not going to the store and getting beef. We're not saving money, but we're getting what we want. We know where it came from.
You know what's been in that calf. You know how many shots it's had. You know what kind of shots it's had. And that's what we're enjoing when we eat our own stuff.
That's exactly right. So now at this point, hopefully if everything goes well, I'll have these 2. And if I decide to let Mo2 get real big and sell him for profit and eat this Jersey. Now Jersey, let's talk about the taste of Jersey meat. And now they're not like an Angus, they're not built like an Angus, but why is it advantageous for taste? What is it about a Jersey?
You know, I like the taste of Jersey more so than the Angus.
Right.
It's a personal preference. It's actually got a flavor that I can actually pick out, and I like it. I've never eaten a Jersey that's been milk fed. All my Jerseys have been weaned off cows, off my nurse cows, and I have taken them on up to, I just killed one the other day that weighed 1,169 pounds.
Wow.
So he's actually ready to pick up this weekend. So there again, I kill all Jerseys now because one, you can buy them, they're cheaper than the beef calves.
About half price or less.
About half price or less, yeah. And sometimes you could even get them considerably under that, and they're readily available for the most part, like you've already alluded to, the fact that the dairies don't need the bull calves.
Right. So now the whole thing starts. This is exciting. Right. She's sitting right there. I know she remembers her spot here. I know she remembers the sweet feed and the apples because she was spoiled.
Yes.
So let's get everything in action. I'm excited.
Okay. All right. We'll get her unloaded.
We'll stand back.
And it won't be a bad thing for him not to get a whole lot of milk here, gorge himself at first, give his system time to get acclimated to her milk, because this will be the third type of milk he's had since he's been born.
Now, you've been hearing us talking about the Darnells. This is Trish and Dudley right here. They've helped us out before with pigs, and y'all have a farmer yourself, right?
Yes.
And that's where you got the little calf from somebody else and brought it over here. So we want to thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For helping our little experiment. Y'all do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, we do bottle feeding all the time.
So thank y'all so much for bringing it out, and Todd's our guru. Let's see what happens.
All right, well, good luck.
Fingers crossed. Cool. Thank you so much. Good seeing you again.
Anything else, holler.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Again, that's not her calf. She knows it's not her calf. We're going to make her not know it's her calf, hopefully, here after a couple days.
Well, I thank you so much for
Yes,
everything
sir.
you have done and shown
Yes,
us.
sir.
And we got a long way to go, but man, oh man, you have really showed us the light.
So, a couple things to remember. First and foremost, be careful. Secondly, if for some reason Maybelle doesn't get to liking that calf and you get a little nervous about being down here or your schedule doesn't allow you, you can always go right back to bottle feeding that calf, bottle feed it.
Yeah.
But I'm not the least bit really concerned about her taking it. She's just been on a 2-hour drive. She's a little bit nervous. All this stuff, Mo's, he's not on his A game right now either. So with all that together, you give him another day or two here, it's gonna work out okay.
Well, this is fun stuff, man.
I've had a good time. I've had a good time doing it in the past, and I hope you can get the same enjoyment out of it.
Well, like you say, worst case scenario, bottle feeding's kind of
Right.
fun anyway.
Right, sure.
All right, well, let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Todd.
Yep, thank you.
Now, tonight is really all about the gravy.
Right.
When you saw last week's show, you saw us eating what we were hungry for,
Right.
which was chicken. Now, if you have never tried liver, or you tried it when you were a kid because your parents made you eat it because it was cheap, if you don't like it, stick around for the gravy recipe, because gravy is
makes it
universal. Any meat that you do, she uses this method to make it. Liver is cheap. It's nutritious.
Right.
It's delicious. I love it.
I do too. Well, you were raised on it like I was. I was so happy when I knew you loved it too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Well, if you think we're morbid because we're talking about cows and parts of cows, hey, that's life on the farm. It's kind of laid back.
I like a good burger.
So, anyhow, let's get this thing started.
Alrighty.
And let's remember that I'm sitting next to the Gravy Queen. Now, this involves not just the juice from the meat, but
Right.
what you add to it. Now, watch what she's doing with this gravy, because I'm telling you, it's worthwhile. And you can do this with you do this with pork chops,
Right.
you do this with just
Chicken.
about everything. So
Well, when you make a roast, you already have the juice for your gravy. But when we're doing
Exactly.
this, we don't have gravy. We need to have some kind of juice. So I like to use the meat juice.
let's put those onions in there before my eyes fall out.
All right. They're pretty strong, aren't they?
All right, so we're
Lots of
going to
onions.
brown these onions.
And they don't need to be totally brown, because we're going to just cook them down a little and start doing the liver. They're going to cook as the liver cooks.
And life begins with butter and onions.
Exactly. Real butter. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take we've gotten 1 pack of liver here.
If you're becoming more adventurous as you move along in life and you try something, I have let my food vocabulary grow drastically in the last couple of years. A lot of the stuff that I thought I hated as a kid,
Right.
I used to hate beets. Hated beets couldn't stand the look of them, couldn't stand the texture.
Now you love them.
Could not believe that somebody would make their teeth turn purple and eat those nasty things. You know what?
You can't get enough, can you?
I can almost live on beets.
That's right.
You know what my sister hated?
What? Everything.
No, I mean hated.
What?
And here's why we had a deal worked out. I don't know why I did this. I loved her, I guess.
Okay.
She used to hate them so bad that she would cry. So she would hand me one by one under the table her green beans.
I know what to get her for Christmas now. Green beans. She still hate them?
No, she handed them. I don't know if she eats them now or not. She probably still eats them, but she would hand them to me under the table, because if they want,
eat them for her?
I would eat them.
And what would she do for you then in return?
Probably nothing.
So you just like
thanks,
green beans?
Debbie. But I ate her green beans. I ate a lot of green beans. So
You still love green beans. All right, I've already salt and peppered and floured these. You see that? That's what makes them good. You got a little coating on them.
So I had a younger brother and an older sister. It seemed like Jonathan, my younger brother. I don't think he was a very picky eater. I think
He loved everything.
I think he ate about everything. But man, we fought like cats and dogs. And you look back, and because they're so nice now, and you wonder,
Right.
why were we so mad at each
Yeah.
other?
Now you just
Your
love each other.
brother has reason to be mad at you.
Right. Well, he was my little brother.
Yeah. Well, let's talk
He
about
had a
the
huge
staircase.
head. I always made fun of him. I always thought he had a huge.
He had a head like a yak.
Yeah, he still does. It's really big. He can hardly hold it up. But so he was younger, and he would do anything I said. It was nothing about food for us. We both
The
loved
older sister.
Right.
Yeah.
But we both ate everything. There was nothing we made each other eat because everybody's fighting for everything. But when he was little, I remember we had a big, huge staircase, and we got a new box. Mom got a refrigerator.
New box.
Yeah, new box of
Boxes
playing.
are fun.
New box of playing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this will be fun. You get in the box. I'll give you a couple pillows and a blanket. And you can ride down. It'll be smooth and fun. He got in the box. I put blankets around him and pushed him, but it started doing this, and bam.
End over end.
Yes, I laughed so hard I got in trouble. He hurt, and he banged his big head one more time, and it got
You
even
think
bigger.
that's what's wrong with
I think
you
that's what's
today?
wrong with him. He's actually pretty smart. Maybe that knocks some sense into him. But yeah, we never fought about food because we both loved everything.
All right, these are getting there. They're getting
All
kind
right.
of brown. You want them a little browner?
We can go ahead and start doing it because they'll cook a little more as we go here.
So you just want your liver right on top
Right.
of here.
Make sure there's flour on both sides. There you go.
All right.
Just throw those in. I'll kind of
So
separate
that
them
starts
around.
it cooking?
Yep. There's the next one ready for you. Try to fit them all. I think we can fit them all in. They shrink up a little as they cook.
If you could smell this, it's heavenly.
Go ahead. You might be able to flip them. See how they're doing.
How do you want them to look
Just
now?
a little bit brown.
See, this is a recipe that you make.
Yeah, just go ahead and you can start flipping them because we're going to start the sauce after you get them all flipped.
All right, so here we are. It's, you can tell it's starting to cook.
Kind of brown. And what we're going to do now, this is how we create our gravy. We're going to take a little wine.
If you don't drink wine, the alcohol is going to be cooked
Right.
out.
It just makes it delicious. We just want to get it in some juice.
I'm saying that's probably a third of a cup.
Probably. Maybe third to a half.
Now the same thing with this?
Right. Same thing with that.
Beef broth.
And we're kind of just using this, put a little bit around. It's going to get some of the juice and start cooking, and then we're going to pour that off and start saving gravy.
So do you pour it off now, or you
Just
wait
let it
while?
go for a little bit. Let's let that bubble.
Let's
for a
call
little
Debbie
bit.
real quick.
Okay. She's probably making green beans.
Hello?
What up, sister?
What are you doing?
Hey, I've got you on speakerphone and you're on camera because we're telling stories about you not eating green beans and you handing them under the table to me.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
I told you. All right, here is the question. Do you still not eat green beans?
No, I do not.
Really? That's
Really?
that's interesting. You still, is it the texture? Is it just the green bean? What?
Texture and taste.
Huh.
Have you tried my green beans?
No, I don't like green beans. Period.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to try
It's
green
not going
beans.
to happen unless I hand it to you under the table.
All right. Does she like liver? Do you like liver?
Nikki wants to know if you like liver.
I love liver.
Well, we're making
Oh
it.
my!
See?
See, you just got some points back right there.
You were raised on it, so she loves it like us.
So
That's right.
Debbie does not eat green beans. I want some
man.
fan mail. I want some fan mail coming in to tell my sister that she needs to
She needs
try
to.
green beans now that she's a bit more mature. And if you don't like them, I'll eat them.
There you go. You got yourself a deal.
All right.
Bye, Debbie.
Thanks for
All right.
participation.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She still doesn't eat them.
Yeah. All right, it's time to pour. We've made some gravy, a little bit of juice.
So you're getting the flavor of the onions.
Right, I want that in here. Put it back. We didn't get much this time.
Do you want me to turn these over?
Go ahead, and we're going to stick a piece of butter in there. And this time, we won't talk on the phone. We
Okay.
won't let our juice disappear.
Same amount of juice?
Yep, same amount. Just put a little more in there, and this
right.
time we're not going to let it cook as long, so we'll have more juice. Go ahead and put a little bit of your, all right, and shake that around a little bit.
So you've got the combined flavors. Mm-hmm. You cook pork chops the same way. I've seen you do chicken the same way.
Right.
Now, obviously, if you're doing chicken or pork chops, you probably want to go with a Chardonnay.
With the white wine and then maybe chicken broth instead.
Right.
Always red with red, the red meats with the red, and the whites with the whites. All right, I'm going to steal some of that juice already. And I just kind of do this for a half an hour and just keep flipping it, adding some juice. Let's let that juice evaporate. And we got to have some mashed potatoes that I have cooking behind us. So we got mashed potatoes, and I thought maybe some sweet carrots.
Usually we always have our sweet carrots. And if you want to know our sweet carrot recipe, it's probably not the healthiest thing in the world. But if you want to go ahead and boil your carrots and cut them up into the kind that you would get if you bought canned carrots. Or if you want to buy canned carrots and go ahead and have them.
Right.
Butter, maple syrup, brown sugar.
And the granddaughters call it carrots. They don't like carrots.
They hate carrots,
but they love
carrots.
They
love carrots, and that's how we. That's how we.
They love their carrots.
Carrots. So another point, you do this 3 or 4 times, right?
Until I get enough juice that I think I need. All right, now we're going to end with. I mean, you notice we've used a whole stick of butter. That's probably terrible. But go ahead and throw this in. We're going to brown this liver up till it looks good with just this butter now.
Okay. So just put it down here inside.
Yeah. And we're going to be getting close.
All right. All right, we're getting ready to plate this up here. We've taken your potatoes, which we like to keep the skins on because they're really good for you.
And I just use a masher, my hand masher, because I like
them
clumpy.
always use red skins, which we like. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring the liver over.
Right.
Enough for a healthy helping, which would be about 26 pieces for us.
All of it. Go ahead and pour our juice back in there.
Juice back in.
And let's let it get a little bubble to it. And right here I've mixed about equal parts of cornstarch and water. All right, we got a little bit of boil.
All right, that's what you wanted.
I'm going to put a little cornstarch to see.
Get all this good stuff off the
See
bottom.
how thick it gets there?
We don't want to waste that stuff on the bottom.
No. It looks like you're getting pretty thick there. Look at that.
Pour those directly in the swimming pool. Oh, my.
How about on our meat a little bit?
Meat.
A little more. We got to use it all.
My. Look.
That makes me happy.
You got to be kidding me.
Yum.
Mrs. Farmer, I love your gravy.
This is my favorite meal.
And look at that. Look at the color of that gravy.
See how that cuts so nice?
Oh, this is calf liver. It's so tender. Now, a lot of people, if they had an old tough beef liver and it's got all that tendon and stuff in it, this is not like that. Oh, wow. A woman can fix gravy like that?
Just eat the gravy.
Would you marry me?
Yeah, I'll marry you.
Wait a minute. Do we marry you?
Mm-hmm. We can marry again.
Let me tell you what.
You like the gravy? I love the gravy.
I love the gravy. Liver and onions. If you haven't tried it, try it again. Oh man, Miss Farmer, you've outdone yourself. I'm just telling you. This is absolutely delicious. I could eat every bit of it. And if you need other recipes that are kind of like this, I bet you I know where I could find a bunch of them. You?
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
Really?
Or YouTube or hit recipes. Yeah, it's all.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm
it's
not.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Wow, Mrs. Farmer, you must go on the internet a lot.
I don't, but yes.
But you know what? There's a bunch of recipes there, how-tos.
Right.
And if you have not become our Facebook friend yet, on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page, don't make Nicki cry.
That's right.
You need to sign on. We talk about recipes. We have fun with each other on there. And all you have to do is hit like, boom, and you're on. It's not like a personal page. Boom, you're automatically our friend. Right. And at the end of the day, we always realize that it's all about
good times,
good friends,
and good eats.
Now we're going to plow into this liver and onions. Good job, Mrs. Farmer.
Thank you.
To order a cookbook or DVD of the show, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to CKY, Canoe, Kentucky, Furniture World Superstore, Housewarmings, Lodge Cast Iron, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm,